I'm Brett Cohen, and you're watching The Blue Collar Musician. In this episode of The Blue Collar Musician, we're going to have a discussion on how to approach playing cover music in a fresh and unique way that's going to make your band stand out from the rest of the crowd. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of The Blue Collar Musician. I know probably a lot of you were wondering where I've been. I haven't done a video in quite a few months, but I actually ended up getting a really bad case of laryngitis for, it was just about 5 or 6 months. So had no voice, couldn't really do any videos, couldn't really do much talking or anything. So anyway, got the voice back and ready to start doing the show again. So I decided now coming back that I'm going to start doing some shorter videos. I got some feedback from a lot of people. My videos were sometimes a little too long, but I was trying to get a lot of information out. So I'm going to try to tackle smaller topics or chop up the videos into different volumes and things like that. But anyhow, what I want to talk about today is my philosophy on cover music. And the first half of my career, I focused entirely on original music. I played some covers, but not really a lot. And then really in 2005 or 6 is when it started to change, and my focus really went towards playing cover music. So I would say since that time, about 90% of my income has come from playing cover songs. So I wanted to give you guys some of my insight. And again, these are my opinions on this topic. There's a lot of people that disagree, and that's okay. But I can tell you these are my philosophies, and I've been very successful with employing them. There's a lot of people who shy away from doing cover songs because they think that they have to play everything like the record. And there's a lot of cover bands, people who actually do take the plunge, that kind of feel that way, that you have to play everything just like the record. But I don't believe that's true, and I'll tell you why. In fact, I think you're doing a disservice to yourself, to your band, and to your audience by trying to play something just like the record. There's a few different reasons for that. The first reason that comes to mind is when you're listening to a record, you hear any number of different overdubs. Even if you're hearing a power trio, like if you're listening to ZZ Top, for example, they still have a lot of overdubs. There's more than one guitar part on there, and a lot of times there's keyboards, synthesizer, whatever, stuff like that. I'm talking ZZ Top in particular, but in other kinds of music, like country, for example, especially, you might have 3 or 4 guitars, a couple of keyboards, violin, fiddle. I guess violin, fiddle is a little redundant, but lap steel is what I'm trying to say, and pedal steel, stuff like that. So if you're playing in a power trio, then your philosophy being to play something just like the record, you're never going to do it. It's not going to happen. So I hear a lot of power trios shy away from great songs that the audience is going to love because they think that they can't do it because they don't have X number of instruments. There certainly are certain songs where this is true. You really do have to have the full complement of musicians. But for the most part, you really don't have to if you understand my philosophy towards playing cover music. And that's just mentioning the instrumentation. A lot of times, record tempos are a little slow compared to what people want to hear in a live environment. Even a lot of bands will speed up their own songs when they play them live. It builds the excitement a little bit. In some cases, it builds the excitement a lot to pump the tempo up. And also, a lot of times, if you're playing cover music, you're going to be playing for a dance audience. And some of these tunes are really great dance tunes if they're pumped up, say, 10 beats a minute or something like that. So you have to take that into consideration too. You have to keep in mind the energy level of the song itself, and that even comes into arrangements. And I really believe that you have to play to your band's strengths. So for me, I like to play lead guitar. I like to play a lot. I think I'm pretty good at it. So maybe I'll take a double-length solo from what's on the record because I know that I can use my guitar to excite people and to make the show more interesting. Now, maybe it's your bass player who's great, or your drummer, or your vocalist. Find ways to accentuate the strong points in your band. I'm extremely fortunate in the Jupiter year that I play with a couple of amazing vocalists and a fantastic drummer, and myself and Jason Aaron were both excellent guitar players and bass players. So we switch off back and forth. We come up with arrangements of songs where everyone can be featured at the appropriate time. And I take pride in a lot of cases that we don't play most things like the record. In fact, I don't think we play anything like the record. Because the way I've always looked at it is you got to bring your own creativity to the table as a musician. And you have to bring what makes you unique and what makes you strong to the table. And there's a lot of musicians, they try to just recreate the record, and I don't think there's a lot of art in that, and there's definitely not a lot of creativity in it. And I think at that point you just become a commodity. You're not really bringing anything unique. There's no reason for people to go to your show. When I look at covering a song, I look at the fundamentals. I look at what makes the song the song. And that is the chord progression makes the song the song. And you can even play with the chord progression sometimes. But the basic chord progression makes the song. The vocal melody makes the song, but you can certainly embellish as long as you get the essence of the song in there. The lyrics make the song, but you can even play with those a little bit. As long as you have enough of it to be recognizable, then you're playing the song. And in certain cases, there are signature licks, be it a guitar lick or a certain drum groove or bass groove. Like a great example is 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. If the drummer's not playing that drum beat, it really isn't the song. I mean, you could find other ways to arrange it, but I would say that's something that's pretty signature to the song. However, like when we play it, I played in my old group, the Love Bucket, we would do an extended jam version of it where we would take that chorus and just vamp it at the end and do solos and things over it. So that was our own way of being creative in the realm of something that normally is very structured. So really that's what matters. And it doesn't even matter what key you play a song in. I've heard so many people, so many musicians, and I don't mean this negatively, but so many inexperienced musicians especially saying that if you change the key of the song, it's not the same song anymore. People will know, they'll tell the difference. Not at all true. Never. Not true at all. I don't do anything that I sing for the most part. I almost don't do anything in the original key because I'm a baritone singer, and a lot of the songs I like to sing are tenor songs, so I have to drop the keys to them. Never once have I had anyone besides an inexperienced musician come up to me and say, hey, I noticed you're doing that in a different key, or I noticed it sounded different, or whatever. The truth is that the people listening to your music, the actual common public, they don't necessarily know offhand that a song goes verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, out. They're not thinking about that, and they're not thinking about it being in the key of G. So you can do whatever you want with the arrangement, do whatever you want with the key. The song is still the song. You have to inject your own creativity if you want to really stand out as a musician and you want your band to stand out as a band. Practice, take your time, figure out what you can do to the songs and to the arrangements to make them your own and to highlight specifically what the strengths are of your band. And that is the key to sounding great as a cover musician. So I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to let you guys know that if you want to get into covers, or even if you are already into covers, you don't have to play things like the record. I encourage you not to. I really encourage you to try to find that creative side of yourself and come up with your own way of playing these tunes. And then people will want to go see your band because they like the way that you were doing that type of thing. They like the energy you bring. They like the talent of the band. It's not 7 bands in 7 clubs on the same street playing Santeria by Sublime note for note to the record. There's no point. Why would someone go see you over the band next door? It's going to be wherever the hell they feel like going that night. It has nothing to do with your music. So if you really want to stand out as a band, then you almost have to not play these things like the record. Anyhow, that's what I have to say for now. Again, this is Brett Cohen. This is the Blue Collar Musician. Hope you guys hit subscribe. Hope you guys come back and watch future videos. Also, check the links down below if you guys want to buy any gear. I encourage you to buy them through these links. Then I get a little commission from the companies. Helps me keep this channel going and helps me to do some things to bring information to you guys. So hope you guys have a great one, and I will talk to you soon. I'm Brett Cohen.